بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن كريب رحمه الله أن أم الفضل بنت حارث رضي الله تعالى عنها بعثته إلى معاوية رضي الله تعالى عنه بالشام. Kurayb rahimahullah, who is a tabi'i, he mentions that al-Fadl bint Harith radiyallahu ta'ala anha, who was a sahabiya, she sent him to Muawiyah radiyallahu ta'ala an in Sham, Syria. قال فقدمتم شام فقضيت حاجتها. He said, I arrived in Sham and I took care of whatever her responsibility, whatever she sent me for the work. واستهل علي رمضان وأنا بالشام. And we saw the crescent of the new moon for Ramadan when I was still in Sham. فرأيت الهلال ليلة الجمعة. I saw the crescent on the night of Jum'ah. ثم قدمت المدينة في آخر الشهر. Then he said, I traveled back to Medina and it was the end of the month of Ramadan. It used to take them that long. He must have left a little bit late. And then he ended up coming to Medina when it was towards the end of the month. فسألني عبد الله بن عباس رضي الله عنهما ثم ذكر الهلال. Abdullah ibn Abbas رضي الله عنهما, he asked me, and I told him, we talked about the crescent. So he asked, فقال متى رأيتم الهلال? He said, when did you see the crescent? When did you start your Ramadan in Sham? فقلت رأيناه ليلة الجمعة. He said, we saw it on the night of Jum'ah. فقال أنت رأيته? Did you see it? He said, فقلت نعم. He said, yes, I saw it. He said, وَرَآهُ النَّاسُ وَصَامُوا وَصَامَ مَعَاوِيَةَ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُ. He said, all the people saw it. He said, it was so clear that all the people saw it. Muawiyah radiallahu anhu saw it, and they fasted, and Muawiyah radiallahu anhu also fasted in Sham. فَقَالَ لَكِنَّا رَأَيْنَاهُ لَيْلَةَ السَّبْتِ. But over here in Medina, we saw it on Saturday night. So night of Saturday. فَلَا نَزَالُ نَصُومُ حَتَّى نُكْمِلَ 30 أَوْ نَرَاهُ. We have to continue fasting until we finish the 30 days or we sight the moon. فقال فقلت أولا تكفي برؤية معاوية وصيامه. Is it not sufficient for you that Muawiyah radiallahu anhu sighted it and he fasted? Is that not enough evidence for you to change that we could do? We could take that hilal and that news in Medina. فقال لا هكذا أمرنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. He says, no, this is how Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم ordered us. Rawahu Muslim. This hadith is in Muslim. Now there's a lot of things to discuss here, but I don't want to get into too many details. But this is something that the ulama differ on. That what is one area in which we could say is sufficient for us to take each other's moon sighting rule, or take each other's sighting, right, as a testimony that, okay, you saw it and we would be able to take it. Obviously, we know within one city you cannot have different sightings. You could say, okay, what about the same state? I said, oh yeah, the same state should be okay. But then what about the same country? Then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you don't really know where to draw the line, because obviously in this time it was between Sham and Medina, it's probably 20 hours, right, of traveling by car. It would probably be 20 hours. So it's not a very long time. And they are vertical. So they're in, most likely they're in the same time zone, because Sham is just north. So they're probably in the same time zone. So it's, where do you draw the line? And this is when average people like us, we have to kind of say, we leave it to the experts and the scholars. Because where do you draw the line? So this is something that we have to understand, that there are a lot of things which we don't find explicit explanations in the hadith that take this much, don't take this much. So this is why we have to leave it to the elders. Now when we leave it to the elders, the question that comes is that whenever there's a difference of opinion, then there is this harsh feeling that, oh brother, you're dividing the ummah. But the reality is this hadith is a great example of difference of opinion not dividing the ummah. You have two great Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on both sides. You have Muawiyah radiallahu anhu on one side, and you have Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, who is considered Mufassir al-Quran. He was known for his tafsir. Now, you have two great scholars, and an average student is asking, is this okay? Is it not okay? And he says, no, it's not okay, and that's it. No more question. The hadith ends right there. That this is the conversation we had. He said, okay, I'm going to, now I'm in Madinatul Munawwara, I'm going to follow Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu. When I was in Sham, I was a student of Muawiyah radiallahu anhu. And neither of them are having some ill feeling, I'm not sure why this happened or this happened. No, this is exactly how it is. At that time, we have to understand that this is the golden principle of agree to disagree. Like some scholars, they mention, ikhtilafu ummah rahmah. That the difference of opinion in the ummah is actually a source of mercy. Because many times, having an opinion from an elder, from a faqih, from a muhaddith, from a mufassir, someone who is able to give an opinion, when they give their opinion, you are not relying on your own opinion and your own verdict. You're relying on someone older and more qualified than you, their opinion. So for example, if somebody was to ask that, you're doing this diet program, where did you get this diet from? So, I made it up myself. So you're going to kill yourself. You're not knowledgeable enough to follow this. You need to go talk to a professional, show it to your doctor, show it to your dietitian, show it to someone, a trainer, and they would tell you if you're doing right or wrong. But the minute when somebody asks, where are you following this diet? He said, such and such doctor, he wrote this diet program, and this is what we're doing. Immediately, regardless of how wrong it is. That's a secondary discussion. After how many years you find out how bad that program was. But regardless, there is some level of trust there because it's coming from an expert. And this is what we have to understand as the A'immah. They are muhaddithun, they're mufassirun, they're muwarrikhun, they are fuqaha. These are all the people that when there is a person who is studying history all his life and he gives his opinion, we say, okay, he is a muwarrikh, he is a historian, and we'll take his opinion because that's what he's studying. If there's a mufassir, that's all he's doing day and night. His title is mufassir. So he's giving an opinion based off of his expertise. Same thing with the muhaddith. Same thing with the mujtahid, a faqih. These are the people that are experts in their field. And when we take their opinion, we are putting our trust in them. And whenever we see difference of opinion, normal conversation is becoming, brother, we don't get into this. We follow Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You don't follow Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam without following the Sahaba. There's no such thing. The only way deen has ever got to us is by following the Sahaba ridwanullahi ta'ala majma'in. And this is when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, alaykum sunnati, it is compulsory upon you to follow my sunnah. He didn't stop there. He said, وَسُنَّةِ الْخُلَفَاءِ الرَّاشِدِينَ الْمَهْدِيِّينَ. That even the khulafa that are coming after me, that's when the deen will fully get compiled. Because many things are going to come up, and which it did in the time of Abu Bakr radiallahu an, in the time of Umar radiallahu an, even all the way till Uthman radiallahu an, Muawiyah radiallahu an, Ali radiallahu an, all of that khulafa rashidun time, all of that time, there were so many things that you'll find our books are filled with those differences. All of those compilations happen in the time of Khulafa Rashidun. And this is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying that you're going to have to continue following my Sahaba. Those about whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, radiyallahu anhum wa radu an. And the title of a Sahabi is such that when they mention a hadith, we don't even question their status. Were they trustworthy? Were they good? Maybe they made a mistake. No. You take the hadith, as soon as established from a Sahabi, you're not allowed to doubt that hadith, you have to take it. It's everything after that comes into question. But from a Sahabi, kulluhum adul. That's our aqeedah. That every single one of them is trustworthy. So this is what we need to understand, that the quality of a student is that regardless of what's happening, we have to put our trust in the scholars that came before us. And this is what Salihin are all about. So when we say that we follow the pious predecessors, so this is who we are following. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to understand the depth of the deen that we have. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to embrace the difference of opinion, in the sense that they're all trying to follow the true tradition of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to respect our elders, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to understand that our connection with them is the true connection to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to prepare for our qabr and our akhirah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to truly utilize this blessed month of Ramadan in a way that we would come out of it in better than how we entered it. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.